Ms. Lacko and Father Bonfilio. Calling to attention, Father Stoltz and Father Leidick, who throughout the season acted as team chaplains, and for the number of other adults, staff adults, and people who also acted as team chaplains this year. As Ms. Lacko said, that's something I think that's something we set ourselves apart, something that we revel in, as well as the wins and losses, but also the perfect fellowship that we share as a Jesuit community. I told the cross-country players and their families the other night when we had the banquet that the fall season is typically the one that holds the most anticipation for the season, simply because it's the beginning of the year. It's a fresh start. It's the new beginning of the school year. Oftentimes you begin practice. In fact, we do begin practice before we step foot on campus for the academics. But just in general, it's a great way to begin the season, begin the year with that sense of hope. And of course, it's great to end the year with that sense of accomplishment and success. And of course, Jesuit High School has been blessed with the success of our fall sports programs, water polo and soccer, and not least the glitch, finishing at the varsity level with the top honors. And of course, it all begins at the lower levels, with the JV, with the freshmen. It's not just one season and bang. I mean, that's one of the things, again, that I think is something that Jesuit is most proud of. Right? I know it's one thing that I've been very proud of since my association with the school, going way, way back, is that it is a good program. And it's fueled by excellent coaches, great support, as I said, from the administration, but also from dedicated young men. Men who may not go on to play at the next level, but they still are in the pool and on the field, giving everything that they have and demonstrating their abilities, the God-given abilities, and working together, both for individual goals, but also for the team goals. And of course, that's what comes at the play at the end of the season. So again, we have a lot of young men who are dedicated both inside and outside the classroom. And I think, again, that's something that we all revel in and will hopefully celebrate tonight. How difficult it is, especially at a school like Jesuit that has high expectations that we set upon ourselves, as well as in the community, that we're able to balance so many things as coaches, as athletes, and as parents. Being able to juggle the different schedules, the co-curriculars, the academics, and of course, the athletic program. And I think back to that first day of practice when I was down at the pool with the varsity at the early morning practice, checking off names, just checking in with the season, seeing what we can do. And of course, thinking about that as Coach Cousins was falling into the pool at the end of that evening at Wood Creek. Just how that's that accomplishment that I know that's what the varsity wanted to do, but I also thought back the number of JV and freshman athletes who were watching that same event at the pool and where it all starts. And the same thing later on that evening, as Ms. Lacko said, being able to go straight from water polo to the soccer game. And seeing not just, again, the soccer team that's out on the field, but looking at that tremendous crowd that we had in support and the amount of pride that we had. And of course, those little guys doing the worm and the flips in front of the cheering section were pretty fun to watch as well. And of course, that's one of the things that we do, we share in the community. So again, it's fantastic to be able to celebrate the evening. And of course, to celebrate this evening, we have to give a round of applause to the boosters who are hosting us this evening. It's a fantastic night. And again, parents, I'm sure that you are members of that booster club, and I thank you for all the support that you give to us. And again, athletes, we should support our parents with a round of applause as well for the number of times that they are driven, taking photos of us this year, doing the carpools, waiting for us, taking students practices. And again, supported us in a number of different ways. So again, thank you, parents, and thank you again, coaches. Ms. Lacko said, she named off all the coaches and the amount of dedication that you give, not just again for your athletes in their sport, but mentoring them in so many different ways, inside and outside of the season. It is something that's a good building block. It's something again that we're proud of, and something I know that makes a big difference in the lives of these young athletes. So, John, let's give a round of applause for the coaching staff one more time. A couple quick notes. As we break up the evening, we'll all dine together. We'll be ready to dine in just a little bit. But when we're all done, we'll be breaking up into our individual groups. I think that the varsity water polo team will remain in the Harris Center, and then the JV and the freshmen will go next door to the black box. Varsity soccer will be upstairs in the weight room in the SAC. The JV Red soccer team will be in the little theater, and the JV Gold soccer team will be up at the library. Everything's set up for you there. So when we break up from the evening after we eat, those are the venues that we'll be using. Also, quick note about the alumni water polo game. One of the parents asked me to just remind people there is a change this year. Coach Cousins and I discussed it earlier in the week. The section has instituted a black or dark period, dead period, as they do at the end of the summer before the season. There's now a 2-week dead period at the end of the season. And so that's why the varsity water polo team, unfortunately, will not be able to participate in the traditional alumni game that will take place on November the 26th. The dead period ends on November the 29th. So coaches and athletes are not allowed to be together or in the pool specifically until the 29th of November. And that is a new rule as of this year. So it is, I know, a break from our tradition. But again, this is not a Jesuit high school decision. This is a Sac Joaquin section decision. So again, that's the change in that venue. Also, again, I want to remind you that photos are on sale. You can talk to Melinda Hollis. She's had a number of a number of sons graduate from Jesuit High School. Her other sons graduated last year, so she's back this year as kind of an alumni parent who's taken some tremendous photos. You can see again, hopefully you've been watching the photos being displayed up on the screen. She has a table in the lobby. If you haven't done so already, please stop by, check out a memory book, and I know she's will be able to discuss the purchase of the photos that she might want. Just go ahead again as we break up to stop by her table and talk to her throughout the course of the season. If you're interested, again, email me, talk to me. I can give you her information in order to get some of these photos. They're tremendous. She does a great job. I'm blessed to have her. As we're eating tonight, again, traditionally, athletes, we allow our parents and families to dine before we do. We have 2 tables, so as we come up the front rows, we'll stop from the sides and work toward the middle. Get the food and rotate back around. And again, gentlemen, as soon as we see our parents eat, then we're free to come up and take care of business. Feel free again to come up for seconds. Don't be shy about that. If the food is available, we will obviously have it. And then once we get done eating, that's when we'll break up into our individual groups. Okay? So again, gentlemen, thank you for the season. Coaches, thank you for the season. Enjoy the evening. Thank you.